What's good, guys? It's your boy Enrico the Barber, and today we are back with yet another video. So in today's video, I'm sure you can see by the title, we are doing an all natural haircut, zero enhancements. In this video, I will be sharing my tips and tricks as to how I get my lineups to look as nice and crispy as they do naturally. Stay tuned.
Have you ever had a dream that you
Stay tuned and watch the rest of the video for all the gems. It is your boy Enrico the Barber. Don't forget, guys, if you are new to the channel, definitely smash that subscribe button. Most importantly, smash the notification bell and interact with me. Let me know how you feel about the content. Leave a comment and definitely leave a like. Let's go ahead, let's jump straight into today's tutorial. So guys, let's go ahead and jump straight into today's tutorial. So first things first, as you can see, I'm basically clipping my client's dreadlocks up. Reason being why I'm doing this is because I want to have a nice, I want to have more than enough room to work with. I don't want his long hair interfering with the sides where we will be fading. So it's always good if your client does have long hair or long dreadlocks, as you can see right now in the video. It's always good to just make sure that you get it all out the way, just so that you have a clear vision of your canvas. So next off, using our Safeway cordless clipper with no guard, lever closed, we're gonna go ahead and set in our first guideline. And as you can see, I'm setting in my guideline in line with my client's eyebrow, and we're gonna make sure that this guideline is even on both sides as well as the back. And it's always good to just take 1 or 2 steps back just to make sure that you do get your guidelines nice and even. Like I always say, it's best to rather take a bit longer than finishing a client off quickly and then he's not happy with his cut. So next off, we're gonna go ahead, still using our Safeway cordless clippers, we're gonna go ahead and open the lever entirely, and we are going to set in our next guideline of about 1/2 inch. And with this guideline, it's good to go over the same area a few times just to make sure that you do get it nice and even, because you want it nice and even so that when we do come through and start fading that specific guideline out, it is much easier for us to do so. And then once we are happy with the length and we feel like we got it nice and even, what we are gonna go ahead and do is basically get rid of our first initial guideline. So as you can see over there, I basically adjusted my lever, and we're gonna do this until we get to our lever being closed entirely. So we basically started off with our lever closed just a bit, then we're closing it a bit more, and we're gonna continue this process until our lever is closed entirely, and we're gonna do the exact same thing for the back as well as the other side. And with this part, it's really important. I personally feel like it's the most important part of the haircut. Reason being is because if you don't get rid of this first guideline, it just throws the entire haircut off, and it makes it look as if you left your client with a bucket line, is what we call it. And yeah, that's just not, it doesn't look good, and it's not good. It's not good for your reputation either, because I mean, your client is walking around and showing off your work, and I mean, you don't want your client walking around with a half cut head. So next off, what we're gonna go ahead and do is, still using our Safeway cordless clippers, we're gonna go ahead with our number 1 guard lever closed. And as you can see, I have my clipper turned around and we are basically cutting with the grain. why I like to cut with the grain, especially when doing these type of haircuts on clients that have longer hair at the top, more so dreadlocks. I like to just keep this top area a bit darker so that when we do come through and start fading and creating a transition, transitioning into the longer hair just makes the fade makes it look darker at the top, and that just gives the fade a whole entire different look, and it makes the fade pop much more as well. So personal preference, I prefer cutting down with the grain using my number 1 guard. Next off, what we're gonna go ahead and do, we're still using our number 1 guard. Now we're gonna go ahead with our lever open, and we're gonna basically start softening up that guideline over there. As you can see, I'm working on it, and once I feel comfortable with the length, I'm gonna go ahead and close my lever and basically do the exact same thing. So now you guys can see that our fade is already coming together, and we are saving so much of time by following these specific steps. And as you can see over there on that one side, it already looks like the fade is complete, but it isn't. And basically we're gonna follow the exact same steps at the back as well as the other side. So starting off with our lever open, and once we feel comfortable, we go ahead and close our lever and continuously use a flick motion just to make sure we get it nice and even, get a nice and smooth blend as well. So now next off, what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna go ahead with no guard, lever open, and we're basically gonna get rid of that guideline over there. As you can see, I'm working on right now, and as you can see, I'm really using the corners of my blades most importantly. For this specific cut, I skipped using my 0.5 guard. I went straight to using no guard, lever open, because I feel really confident, and with this specific hair texture, it is much easier to fade it without using your 0.5 guard. So I just went ahead and I basically I knocked down that guideline over there. As you can see, still focusing on using the corners of my blades. I know I speeded the video up, but you can notice that I am using the corners of my blades. And now for the next part, we basically just gonna go ahead for the last time, and we're gonna make sure that we get this top area over here nice and even, nice and smooth. And as you can see, around my client's lineup, I'm just cutting off all the short hair, just making sure I cut off all the short hair. And right here, I'm just doing detailing work. You'll notice throughout this entire clip, I am cutting with the grain, and as you can see over there, I turn my clip around, and wherever it's needed, I just go ahead and do some quick detailing. It's always good to just pull the long hair away from the direction that you are cutting. That way you get all the short hairs, you get it nice and even as well. And as you can see over here, I'm just going ahead and applying some hairspray. And while I leave the hairspray to dry, I'm gonna go ahead, pick up my Wahl Detailers, and we're just gonna go ahead and debulk basically. As you guys know, if you are a regular viewer, I always, not always, but most of the time I leave this specific section or the specific step for last. Reason being is I just want to give my hairspray a nice, a good enough time just to, set in, lock in nicely. And because I am doing an all natural cut, I really took my time whilst debulking, because I really wanted that hairspray to lock in really nicely. And the hairspray is basically my secret behind getting nice, crispy, natural lineups. So the secret to me getting nice and crispy lineups naturally without using any enhancements, hairspray is your best friend. There is different things that you can use, but for me personally, I go for hairspray. So now, still using my Wahl Detailers. Like you guys know, all my regular viewers, we always start our lineups in the center, and we either move to the left or the right of our client's forehead. It all depends on you, however you feel comfortable doing it. Me personally, I'm always standing on the right hand side of my client, so it's just natural for me to immediately go to the left and then work my way to the right. So guys, I'm not gonna say too much in this section. As you guys already know, we're just gonna sit back and we're gonna allow this lineup to bring the entire haircut to life. And like I said guys, this is an all natural, zero enhancement haircut. If you are a regular viewer, you know that most of my previous cuts on the channel, majority of them are natural haircuts. I only started using enhancements on my clients recently, but I won't lie, I'm a fan of the enhancements, but there's nothing that looks better than a nice and natural haircut that pops on its own. And right here you can see I'm just going ahead and I did some quick detailing. I feel like I saw a few spots that were inconsistent. I saw a few inconsistencies, and now as you can see I went back and I picked up my Wahl Detailers, and we're just getting our client nice and crispy. So now we have our straight razor. As you can see, I applied water to my client's forehead. I don't like to do a dry shave. I prefer to just apply some water. So now I'm basically simple steps using my straight razor right now. And once I was done here, I did apply a little bit more hairspray. And why I applied more hairspray is for this last step, this is how I get the lineup to pop. As you can see, the hairspray creates a white line around the lineup, and that white line is what we want. The white line actually is what makes the haircut pop, as you can see. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come back with our straight razor, and immediately you can see how nice and crispy the lineup is looking. All natural, zero enhancements. So guys, I didn't get a really cool before 360. As you can see, we were in deep conversation, but this is what my client looked like before we got the haircut in. And guys, this is how my client looked like as soon as we are done with the haircut. Like I said, this is an all natural haircut, zero enhancements. If you are new to the channel, definitely smash that notification bell, because I will be dropping a fire video soon. Definitely hit the subscribe button, and most importantly hit the like button. Interact with me, let me know how you feel about the content. It is your boy Enrico the Barber. Until the next video, peace.